Welcome back to the final segment of the show, which is an in-house guest. We're joined today by our special guest, Shirihan El-Qamash, a researcher at the Biblioteca Alexandrina and the founder of Al Rahimun NGO. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much for joining us. So let me just give you a bit of a background, let the audience give them a bit of a background about you and NGO. We're going to say that she established the Al Rahimun NGO 3 years ago in Alexandria, a charity group which organizes events to help everyone in need. She leads a group of about 100 young men and women aged between 15 to 45 years old. They do a lot of different events from different social cultural backgrounds. And they even chose to work through the COVID pandemic despite fears for their health to help those in need. They tried to provide food during the holy month of Ramadan by providing warm meals, but that was a bit difficult, so they decided to provide bags for the Ramadan. And you did a lot of good charity work there as well.
Thank you.
When did this idea come about for the NGO?
Well, during my whole life, I used to work in charity. They taught this for us at school.
Yes.
And of course, it started from home, from my mom and dad. I see them doing those stuff, so I don't know, I born naturally doing this.
Yes.
I always have a feeling that I have something to do for everyone in need in my community and my society. So 3 years back, I thought, why not doing Ma'idat Rahman in Ramadan, giving meals for people in need to break their fast. So I was in a gathering with my friends. I just said the idea, and all of them, they cooperate with me, and we started this. And then it started to get bigger.
Yes.
Volunteers coming and join us more. So we started to do a lot of other things for the community. We go to poor and in need villages around Alexandria, not only Alexandria. We give them stuff they need, like food and mattress, and we try to help children over there by buying them stuff for schooling and so on. And it's getting bigger till we reach that we now have a Friday school. We make it a small school for the children comes from we can say a different level
of education.
Yes, of education. We try to give them from the education we have from Egyptian schools and colleges.
How do you pick your volunteers, and what kind of volunteers are you looking for?
Well, I'm just looking for anyone who wants to help people in need and want to be a good citizen in their community. I don't choose them, actually, they choose me.
Yes.
They choose to do good work. They are very good. Actually, without them, I wouldn't be here today. They are the reason of the success we have. I want to thank them. Also their parents, they encourage them to do this, so I want to pass them a thank you also. So the community I look for, or the volunteer I look for, I need them to be active. I need them to be good in teamwork.
Yes.
They have good spirit and they want to help. They really want to help, not just to come and make friends. I need the volunteer who love Egypt and want to do something to help the prosperity of our community.
You were just saying that you started the Friday schools to teach young children. The volunteers obviously are not just like normal volunteers. They have to have some sort of educational background, or at least know how to deal with children. Did you find it difficult to find volunteers like this?
Well, they are superheroes, and they are really good. All of them, they come from, or they study in good schools, great colleges like engineer, medicine. Some of them are doctors and engineers. Some others are still in school. They have good languages. We all come from different social levels. However, one thing put us all together, which is helping those children. So I did it this way. I made small groups, and everyone is good in a subject. They work together to give the children education about this. So people comes from, or they are good in languages, they work together, good in Arabic, they work together, and they are doing really good job, because we don't give the children education by the book. We give them education by something like
life skills, basically teaching
them. Exactly, and we try to do this by a very different way than schools. We try to do this in an engagement way.
Yes.
It's not only to sit to make the children listen to the to whatever the volunteers said.
Yeah.
They play with them sometimes. Sometimes we give them candy.
Yeah.
So with the small tricks and games, they love to listen to them. So the volunteers, they are doing really good job, and I'm just there looking and watching them doing really good job. So I want to thank them all.
Okay, this is amazing work you're doing,
Thank
obviously.
you.
But you know, last night, unfortunately, Egypt lost a great volunteer. She's done a lot for Egypt, for women, for science. She's done so much. Dr. Farkhana Hassan, her career spanned a very, very long time. How do volunteers like yourself see this? I mean, obviously, this loss must have hit hard because she was.
Yes. Well, she was a great example, and we're looking forward to do anything like what she did. I think, well, when I see the work she did, I think that we're still in the beginning, and we wish one day to do big and great stuff like her, and it's a big loss. However, we try to make it up for the community and make new volunteers and new people to look at her and do like what she did.
Then we were talking earlier about, you know, women and inspirational women. One of them obviously is Dr. Farkhana Hassan. You were also saying that you have other inspirations as well from females who've, you know, been successful. Can you tell us a bit about that? And do you think that these women have paved the way for women like yourself as well to be able to be successful in volunteer work?
Well, we are now in the era and the time of women. Actually, I can say that one of my idols, she's Ms. Nabila Makram, the minister, because we graduated from the same school, St. John Antid in Alexandria. I always look at her and I wish one day to do anything or to achieve anything that she did. She's a great example, and I believe that our great government now has a lot of women doing great job. It's our time right now, and there is no reason for any woman to say that we have obstacles to work. No, actually our government and they are giving us great opportunities to work, so it's time to start working. So women in Egypt now, we reached and achieved a lot, and I wish for everyone and every woman in Egypt to start working hard to reach and achieve more.
What about the idea of supporting societies? NGOs are based on basically supporting societies. With coronavirus, I mean, it has hit the world very, very hard, especially those in need and the poorer people in society. How do you think NGOs have helped the poorer and less fortunate people in this country?
Well, NGOs has a lot of, or a big role in any community, and this is show how the community is good and could make a good relation between citizen and the government. So I can tell you that we wanted to continue doing good job, and we will not stop ever, even with coronavirus. So we decided to continue working. However, we had to take all the precautions measures that our great government and the Ministry of Health told us about, like wearing our mask and take good care about the social distancing, like what we're doing right now. So, and we always using alcohol to for everyone around us. So we will never stop. Corona is a big loss for the whole world, not only Egypt. However, the Egyptian government and the Egyptian citizens, we could work during this and we could hit it actually, and I think right now we are on the right track, and we're doing good job due to government level and citizens also. We all did great cooperation, and I wish to continue like this, so Egypt never stop or close or do the lockdown again.
Which brings me to the next idea, since we were talking about cooperation. How does your NGO cooperate with you know, the government? Do they help facilitate, for instance, your work, or do they provide you with a database of people who are most in need, for instance, in Alexandria? Okay,
well, actually, I can say that the internet right now and the data and knowledge, it's all easy to access those days. So we don't really need to ask anyone. They already have a lot of work to do, so we don't need to be more stressed on the government. So we work ourselves. If we need to make a visit or know people in need, it's very, very easy to know right now. The power of social media and the internet gives us the opportunity to work very easy. So, however, I can say and thank you all the Egyptian government, because they never made any obstacles for us. Like to do the Ma'idat Rahman in Ramadan for giving meals, I have to go to the police and ask them permission. Of course, well, they act with me very good, and actually they tell us good words and encourage us to do more for our community, because they see that we are only some youth, like same age, from 15 to 40, like what you said, and actually it goes very easy and smooth, and the government helped a lot, and they never made any obstacles for us.
Since we're talking about the younger people, the president has announced, you know, the previous year that it was a year of the youth, basically.
Yes.
Do you think this has helped a lot with the NGO works? And obviously, like you were saying, mainly the volunteers are of a younger age. Do you see that they're excited about what's to come next? Do you think that they're hopeful about what's coming next?
Of course, we are very, very hopeful. And well, actually, what Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is doing is something really good and encouraging us a lot. From our side, we try to do our role and our best. And we see also that what is happening right now, Empower Youth and Women, is giving us the chance to work more. So we feel that there is something like compensation. We don't know what is it exactly. However, we know and we're sure that it's coming. So we work hard and we do our part as youth, because this is our age and this is our time to work hard to help our community to prosper and be a great nation, as we always are, however, to be greater.
Did you have more plans to expand as an NGO? Because you were saying you started off with meals and then you moved on to Friday school. Do you have other plans to, for instance, you know, including care for senior citizens, for instance, or you know, providing medication or something like that? Is this something that
Yes, of course. We have a big plan, and we're working on it very good and on time, actually. And we also think that doing a bigger project, and we need to extend to in all Egypt, actually. I wish if this Friday school can be in all Egypt, in all the cities. So this is a great opportunity for us to talk about it here. So if any of the government know and hear about us, so I wish if they can cooperate with us, because this comes in the end for the benefit and the betterment for our community. And actually, this makes us feel more related and communicated with our community where we live. And we need to help those children. So when they grow up, they can, maybe one day they can be one of those decision makers in our community, as you said. So from children to youth, we work in the project ourselves. So maybe one day, if one of us will be one of the decision makers, we can do something and make something really big, because we saw everything by ourselves. We didn't sit back in the office and just wait for reports. We do the work and we do the report.
It's kind of here or fear. These are heartbreaking.
Of course.
How do you keep them high-spirited?
Well, actually, this stress is the beautiful stress. This stress is something that in the end of the day, when we finish our work, we feel really good. Actually, we help those people who are less fortunate than us. So in the end of the day, with all the stress and all this power that we lost, we feel very happy when we see people in need are happy and smiling.
Yes.
If anyone say good prayer or dua for us, this is our compensation. This is what we really work for. We don't need anything else than this. So that's all the stress go away when those people, they just smile or say something good, and this encourage us more. So I believe me and all Rahimun group, all the volunteers, we are really happy just once we see any one of the children is happy and laughing by taking any toy or any candle, or they are really happy, and their parents too. Imagine that you go to a house and people, they don't have anything to sleep on.
Yes.
So we help them to do this. Imagine that you're a woman and you have 4 kids and they don't have enough food. So this is something really, really good, and it makes us happy. So all the stress goes away. And actually NGOs and community service, it's like any other business. It needs big and very strong administration.
Yes.
However, in my case, I leave my group.
Yes.
They work,
Yes.
and I just come out and show out in the time when big decisions has to be taken in this time.
Yes.
However, all the volunteers and all the group I have, girls and men I have with me, they do really good job, and they are the reason behind all this success.
I'm so glad that you are doing so well, and I'm hoping that you guys expand even more and provide better services for people, and help as many Egyptians as you can.
Thank you.
Shireen Al-Qamash, a researcher at Biblioteca Alexandrina and the founder of our Rahimun NGO. Thank you so much for joining us, but unfortunately we're out of time. I really enjoyed having you today on the show.
Me too. Thank you for all those questions. I really appreciate it. And thank you for having me. I want also just in the end to thank our great nation, Egypt, and I wish to see it more in prosper and be greater. And I want to thank my parents and all the Rahimun group and their parents for doing this. Thank you so much for you, Rihan, for having me today, and thank you for the Nile TV.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Cairo Local Time, but stay tuned for more on Nile TV.